Hello friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. I am Martina Lily and today we are going to play with the new Flower Nose Little Angel collection. So they sent me the whole PR box. I am very lucky. And disclaimer, this was sent to me in PR, but this video is not sponsored by them in any way. They didn't ask me to post about it or anything. It was just more like, we'll send it to you if you like it, you like it. If not, happy days. So just a disclaimer there. But yeah, hopefully this all sounds interesting to you guys. I'm not gonna lie, this might be some of the most beautiful makeup I've ever seen. Like, it's pretty special in my personal opinion. And yeah, before we get into it, do the YouTubey things, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and let's get started. So this is kind of like the PR box packaging right here, and then I've just taken out the kind of tray and I've got all the makeup products in here. But I do actually have a reel/short of me unboxing this collection, so I'm actually going to quickly insert that here for you guys so that you can see like the products untouched, unboxed, and I will have timestamps and everything down below in case you want to skip through it or you only want to see certain parts. And all of the products today will be linked in the description box down below. They are affiliate links, so if you shop through them, thank you so much, I truly appreciate it. So let's check out the reel of this unboxing and then we will put it on the face. How stunning is the packaging of this collection, truly. It is absolutely beautiful. So we're going to start with eyes. I have primed my lids using the NARS eye primer already. Now this is the first eyeshadow palette, or one of the eyeshadow palettes. They released 2 in this collection. Like, honestly, look at this. Look at it. And it's kind of like hefty feeling. Like, I wouldn't say it's like as heavy as a Pat McGrath Labs Mothership palette, but it is quite hefty. It doesn't feel cheap at all. I mean, this is plastic, so you know, that I'll leave that to you, but like it doesn't feel super lightweight, like a paperweight. Now this is the inside of this palette right here. And I will insert the swatches of this palette as well for you guys. I didn't do individual ones, I'm sorry, but these are the swatches. And then this is the Eden's Angel palette, and I will say this is my personal favorite. I really like the color of the packaging of this one, and then also when you see inside you're like, oh yeah, this is totally a me palette. Look at that. Isn't that absolutely beautiful? I've already used this palette and there will be a short coming out and a reel on Instagram coming out sometime this week where I do an eye look with this palette, either this week or next week as well, which will be different to the look that we'll do today, so stay tuned for that. Flower Nose, if you haven't heard of them before, is actually a cosmetic company that's inspired by fairy tales and art, and that's why their kind of makeup packaging and aesthetic is so elaborate and beautiful, and in my opinion kind of really, if you will, I want to say girly, but I guess this packaging isn't even necessarily so much girly. It makes me think of the Met Gala theme, like when they did the religious Met Gala theme. That's what this packaging kind of makes me think of. Also, if you wanted to see, like, this is the little mirror. I know it was in the unboxing as well, but like, just look at how cute this is. This whole collection is just absolutely adorable. I'm going to use both of these palettes today just so that we can get a feel for them. This one's definitely more my comfort zone and my favorite personally, but I will use both. I'm going to go into this one right here first with a Refa 33, and I'll start by fluffing through the crease. And so just going to start by wiggling this through. Now I've used this particular palette already, and I really enjoyed the formula of these shadows. It does describe them even on the website as more of a softer saturation of a shadow, so keep that in mind. It's not like a indie kind of Pat McGrath Labs like Natasha Denona fully impactful. It's not as soft as, say, like a Chanel, if you will, but it is softer. However, I will say these metallics right here, when I tried them, beautiful. And it really, this palette in particular, kind of, not exactly, but the metallics and stuff, they reminded me a little bit of the Mario Etherealized palette, a little bit. But I was really impressed. Like, I think you can even just see, just as I'm talking, like how easily the shadow just blends out. Are they going to be super suitable to deeper skin tones? I don't think so. Again, I say this all the time, I'm not a working makeup artist or anything. I've only ever worked on my skin tone. So we have a beautiful community here, and I know anyone with a deeper skin tone will let us know in the comments down below if they think this will suit a deeper skin tone. Potentially maybe more so this one than I'd say this one though. I find their mattes really soft and easy to blend, and I'm loving a softer matte formula. I'm loving a softer eyeshadow formula altogether at the moment. I don't know why, what's happened to me, but I am. Now I'm going to take this R103 and I'm going to go into the blue palette, and I'm going to take this matte right here. And I'm just going to do the exact same step, but just slightly more condensed, like lower down in the crease, just to add some definition. And I don't think it'll be too dramatically different, to be honest. It's not that deeper of a shade, so you won't be able to tell too much. I can see my mum wanting this palette specifically for this shade. Like, this is her kind of a blue. I can just see her grabbing this just for that one shade. Grabbing a Refa 14 mini, I'm now going to go into this one right here. I'll probably go a bit bolder with this look, but if you want to see a softer look with the other palette, like this one right here, again, like make sure you're subscribed on here or follow me on Instagram. It's just Martina _ Lily _ on Instagram, because I will have a softer look coming in, like a real / short with the other palette, where it was like a really soft kind of day look for me. I just think that's beautiful. But see how, like, that's quite a deep shade, but it's not incredibly overly pigmented. So that's what they mean. Like, even when they say in the description on their website of these shadows, they say they're like a less saturated type shadow. So just keep that in mind. But if you're looking for a less saturated type shadow, truly, like I said, this isn't the first time I'm using these. These are very pretty. I really like them. Just to tidy that up a smidge, I'm going to go back into this shade with that R103 from What's Up. And I'll just use that to blend softly here. I am going to use my Pat McGrath Labs Intensify stick, because these shadows are like a suspended type glitter. They're not a chunky glitter in any way, but they do have a little bit of like fairy dusting glitter speck to them. So I will use my Pat stick just to kind of use it as like a bit of a glitter glue, if you will, just for my hooded eyes. But you know, you could skip it or just wet your brush, you know, like I say, do whatever you like. You do you. I'm just going to pick up a Refa 2, and I really do want to try this blue shade first. So I'm going to pick that up. I haven't used this shade yet. And I'm going to tap that in here. Oh, that's pretty. Whoa, that's like a pat blue almost. Holy, look at that. Can you see that? It's pretty darn good. Whoa, that's really pretty and intense. That honestly reminds me of like a Pat Blitz shade in a lot of ways. Let me know if you've tried this brand, by the way. When I've mentioned them on my channel before, you guys have expressed a lot of interest in wanting to see this brand. So let me know if you've tried them or if they're on your list. A little bit of fallout with that blue shade, but like I expected that. That's why I put down the Intensify stick as well. Picking up my Sonia G Builder Pro now, I'm gonna go into the silver shade right here and put that on the rest of the lid. Whoa! Okay, this one's more intense than other palette that I use. The other palette's a lot softer. That's amazing. Look at that silver. Holy dooly, you guys. That is freaking awesome. Wow. I was not expecting that at all. At all, at all. You could absolutely shear this out too. Like if you're like, oh, I kind of like that, but it's a bit too, you've built it up a little bit too much. All I would do is take a little bit on your finger and just lightly tap it over the lid, and it would be like a lot softer, like a fairy dusting, but I've like packed mine on quite intensely here. Oh, you guys, I love this. Wow, look at this. Can you see that? Holy dooly. I'm sorry, that's amazing. That's really, how much is this palette? 68 Australian dollars. That's really good quality. For that kind of a packaging and this kind of quality, wow. I'm impressed. I honestly, truly really liked this palette. This was so lovely. Like the other day when I did the short, which you'll see, I used this in the crease and then this to deepen it up, and then this all over the lid with this in the inner corner. And it really was absolutely beautiful. I loved how it looked and I enjoyed using it so much. And I just kind of didn't, I don't know, I didn't expect this to be so, like these metallics to be so Pat McGrath lapsy, because these ones reminded me more of the Mario Ethereal Eyes. Wow, that is truly gorgeous, you guys. So I'm just gonna go a little bit into this one again with that mini 14, and I'll just marry the outer corner here. While we're here, I'm just going to quickly put some of the black Victoria Beckham eyeliner on the top waterline. I'm just going to put some of my Cali Ray mascara on my top lashes while we're here. We're going to leave the eyes here for now, and we're going to move on to face. Now, this collection included a primer, and look at this. Look at this packaging. Like this is the primer, and this is like, I'm pretty sure this is glass. It feels like glass. If not, it's like really heavy duty plastic. So this is the Dewy Hydrating Primer. It retails for 53 Australian dollars. So just keep in mind your currency, that kind of thing. It's gonna be very different. Absolutely beautiful. And it says that this is a hydrating, like antioxidant primer that is designed to like keep your hydration throughout the day. And it's also supposed to like prevent oxidization and stuff. So we shall give it a go. It's kind of like a bit of a silicone-y feel to it as well. So I think it's supposed to also maybe be a little bit pore reducing, but it does feel very hydrating. It actually feels almost water-like as well. So I'm just gonna pick it up on my Real Techniques brush because I don't like touching my face with my hands. I'm weird about it, but oh, it is so cooling. Oh, you know I love a cooling primer. This is a very cool feeling primer. Now, it doesn't have coconut in it, but it does have fragrance in it. And sometimes fragrance will break me out, sometimes it won't. So I'll keep you updated. I usually do a speed reviews on all of the makeup that I have tried for like, usually I do it every kind of 3 months, just depending on how many products I've tried. It's either, you know, more than that or less than that. But I'll use this in other videos coming up anyway and give you my kind of thoughts. But instantly, the thing that I can tell you I absolutely love about this is how cool, it honestly feels like I've put my face in like a cool, like bowl of water kind of thing in the best way possible. It really feels nice on the skin. Whether or not it's gonna like actually be any good under foundation, I don't know, but it feels nice. So Flower Nose in this collection doesn't have a foundation or a concealer or bronzer or anything. So what I'm gonna do is just speed through the steps. Now, the products that I use on my face during the time lapse will be linked down below, but I'm just gonna do a bit of a speed through now of me doing like under eye corrector, foundation, concealer, cream bronzer. I will do powder with you guys because I actually have a Flower Nose powder from their Swan Ballet collection, I think it is, or Swan Lake collection. So we'll do powder together and then the other products because there's like cream blushes and highlight and stuff. So, and we'll finish the eyes. All right, so let's do that. I've done up until concealer and all that. We're up to powder. I'm going to quickly powder my under eyes with my Make powder because I have tried the Flower Nose powder before and I don't like it on my under eyes, but that's not unusual. I usually only really like my Make powder on my under eyes and my Bobbi Brown. That was the first time I tried that IT Cosmetics concealer, by the way. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. Okay, so this is the Flower Nose powder. This is the Music Box Loose Setting Powder, and it's like a translucent one. So it comes like that with a net. I'm just going to take it on a N17 from BK Cross Nikki LaRose. And I just kind of like work it into the brush with the cap. It's a very like loose, soft, finely milled powder. You know, one of those ones that like gets all in the air because it's so finely milled and like you ingest it a little bit. I think it's good for all skin types, I think, because even if you have dry skin, you can use such a small fine dusting so it won't dry your skin out. But if you have oily skin, it is quite mattifying, so it'll like really set it. At least that's what I've found, and it's quite blurring. I quite like it actually. And I think a few of you guys actually told me that you liked this powder, I think, from memory. The foundation went really nicely over that primer as well, by the way. Like, I think my skin's looking really nice. And I used the Pure foundation on purpose because it's, like, I know it always looks good no matter what, that foundation. And I feel like my skin's looking really nice. I'm going to take my Hermes bronzer. I'm just going to take it on my N15 from BK and Nikki. Also, let me quickly go off camera and do my brows. Sorry, I forgot about them, and then we will come back and carry on. Brows are all on. I'm going to take this shadow from the first palette we used and use an E36 from Sigma. I mean, you don't have to have, I realize I was going to use more shadows from this and then it's just not happened that way. So like, you could totally skip using that shade and use like this shade or even just this shade in this palette if you only like picked up, say, this one. Definitely, you don't need both just for like one shade if that's what you're thinking, if you are looking at it. And then I'll just pick up a little pencil brush and go into the deeper shade here, just lightly. I did put a little bit of my Victoria Beckham eye brightener on my lower waterline as well. The inner corner, I will actually, you know what, for the inner corner, let's take the highlighter. So this is the incredible highlighter right here. Look at this packaging. And then I have swatched this and used it, but oh, it's absolutely gorgeous. So this is called Chanting Anthem. And I'm just gonna take it with a little Sonia G pencil brush. I mean, the embossing, gorgeous. Oh, stunning. Just swoop it up in there. Oh, I love it. Look at that. I'm sorry, that has just come together so well. Let's take this highlighter while we're here and use it on the cheeks. I won't use any cream highlighter or anything. And I've used this already and it's really pretty. So I'm just gonna take it with a Smashbox brush. I found it really natural. Like, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Absolutely so non-texturizing. And it's one of those highlights, like, you can really build this up or you can really sheer it out. It is, I don't know how well that's picking up on camera, but wow. I love it. I really like it. I really do. Okay. They did also send, sorry, these little 3 sponges. So these are like mini little powder puffs, and then there's like a little mini sponge, which I was meaning to use today and I completely forgot. I'm so sorry. And then they also sent this little brush, which is actually really soft feeling. And I really quite like it. It doesn't say what type of bristles they are, but it does say that they're natural and they feel natural because they're super soft. Really, really soft. So yeah, nice. Okay, now we have cream blushes, and you guys, these are gorgeous and I have used them and swatched them, so they're not as pretty. So hopefully, you know, go back to that reel that I showed. But again, look at this packaging. Oh, this is the shade Paradise Poet. Absolutely beautiful. And then this one, look at that again. Oh, and this is Rose Ashes. So I'll swatch them as well, don't worry. Okay, so let me swatch these. So that is Paradise Poet and that is Rose Ashes. They are perfect for me, my kind of shades, absolutely. However, I will say it's a shame that they don't have a bigger range of these, because these are not going to suit probably medium up skin tones, to be fair, or like medium deep up skin tones, so that's a shame. I don't think this brush will work well to apply cream blush. I would use this for like powder blush though. So I will just use the brush I used yesterday because it did work really well for them. So I just took one of my BK 109s, and what color? I think I'll go into this Rose Ashes one because I used the peach one yesterday. So I'll go into this one, and I'm just gonna like stamp my brush directly in here. And then I always like to then take the brush and kind of stamp it into the back of my hand first, just to make sure the product is like dispersed properly. Just going over powder, and I just lightly, very lightly tap. Oh, that's pretty. Look at that. It has a nice soft sheen to it. It's a little bit sticky, but it does dry down. Yesterday, I didn't set it with a powder blush even, and it did set down really quite nicely. Very subtle. See what I mean? This won't suit anyone deeper than me, probably, this shade. But it's stunning if you're my color. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to like wipe the excess color off, and I'll actually use Paradise Poet on the other side. Why not? I'm not going anywhere. Okay, so this is the Paradise Poet one. Ooh. Just beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Was not expecting these to be as impressive as they are, truly. I really was not. That is just so natural and stunning, truly. Again, they are not paying me to say this. Yes, it was in PR. Do I care? Like, I'm always truthful, you guys. I don't care if being truthful means I get kicked off a PR list. Then I'm not supposed to be on that PR list. I'd rather be truthful. I can just buy the product myself, you know? So none of this is tainted or anything like that. I genuinely, like, if I had bought this with my own money, I'd be really, really happy, truly. All right, we just have lips now. Now there are 3 lipsticks, and these are like matte lipsticks. So I'm just gonna quickly swatch them. So this is like the packaging, which you guys would have seen in the reel at the start anyway. These are the 3 lipstick shades. So this is Fantasia, Lyric Poetry, and Cupid. All very pretty, in my opinion. Very, very pretty. And different to what I own, actually. Now, I've tried these as well. I wouldn't say they're my favorite lipstick formula from when I tried them yesterday. They remind me of a little bit more of a matte version of the Givenchy Sheer Velvets is what they remind me of. Just going to take this Hourglass lip liner in Exposed because it's just sitting on my desk here. I really didn't mean to overline my lips, but here we are. And then I'm going to take Fantasia first on the outer portion. And then I'm going to put Cupid on the center. Honestly, they just kind of look like the same shades on. So that's the 2 lipsticks, and I think they look really pretty. However, I will say the lipsticks are definitely my least favorite product in the collection. 1, it's not my kind of a style. I don't really like a matte lipstick anyway. I like a satin. 2, they're just not super opaque, and they kind of like bunch a little bit on the lips and stuff. So yeah, I will say this isn't my favorite lipstick formula, and it's definitely my least favorite product of the collection. So I'm actually also just going to put a little bit of my Vive Rosa lip gloss over the top, sorry, because I just don't like the finish on the lips. All right, let's zoom out. I'll, fix my hair, do jewelry, all that jazz, and then I'll give you like kind of my final thoughts on each of the products. So let's do it. All right, my friends, this is the finished look. What do you guys think? I think it came together really nicely. All right, let's talk about these products and like what my final thoughts are. As I said, this isn't a first impression, sorry. I have used these. The eyeshadow palettes, I mean, packaging, A++. Truly, I think this packaging is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, not everyone will think that. I mean, just keep in mind, all of this is very much my own opinion. Everyone's opinion is different. We're all different. That's what makes the world beautiful. So yeah, I'm just telling you my 2 cents. This one is my favorite, definitely still, just because it's very much a me color story. But I will say the metallics, this blue and silver, whoa, blew me away, truly. has blown me away. This silver is absolutely stunning. I can see myself using this silver especially a lot. I haven't used the gold yet, but I'd say I'd be equally impressed with that. And it's a gold that I quite like. It's a bit more of a cool tony gold. And this blue, honestly, like these have really reminded me of Pat McGrath Lab special shades. They really have. Not exactly the same, but very, very up there with them. And same with these, like these remind me actually of, I guess almost even like the Pat special shades, like in a suspended glitter type formula, or like they really also remind me of the Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes kind of formula. So I really, really like the metallics in both of these palettes, like immensely. I also really like the mattes. Now, the website does describe these as a bit more subdued. So keep that in mind. It's a softer formula. It's not going to be as like intense of a pigment, but I personally like that, especially for the everyday. And I've just been finding myself gravitating towards that lately. I'm going to be honest, this company as well, like along with say Fluorasis, I was like the makeup packaging and the embossing, everything is so beautiful. I kind of just assumed the makeup would like not be that great. And this has not been the case. Like the makeup for this has been as good and beautiful as the packaging and the embossing. And I need to stop like having those preconceived notions. Lesson to self. This primer, I will keep testing it and I'll give you guys an update like in speed reviews when I've tested it a lot more. I like how my foundation is applying, it has applied. I like how it's sitting. I don't look textured or anything like that. And I don't look oily or anything. So, and I loved like instant first impressions, love the cooling feeling of this primer. That's why I love the Chanel Le Beige's tint. You know that. And this has that feeling and I freaking love it for that. So I will keep you guys updated on like the wear and everything else of that. This highlighter, I love this highlighter. I love it. This definitely you can build to be blinding, but you can, I feel like this is really still quite subtle and it does not have any texture on the skin. Impressed. And these cream blushes, my con is they need a better shade range because like even this one is almost too light for my skin, so they definitely need a better like shade range in terms of like catering to all skin tones for sure. And that's what I would love to see the brand focus on moving forward, is really catering to all skin tones. But formula wise, wow, they're amazing. I'm trying to even think, they actually, you know what, they remind me a little bit of the LYS cream blush formula, Had a Baby, with the Pat McGrath Labs Dewy blush formula. It's like they had this baby in a perfect way where it sets down, like I haven't set this with powder and it's not tacky anymore, but it has a beautiful healthy glow to it in a really nice way where it doesn't enhance texture, because I do not normally like a glowy blush, but it's like a more just like your skin but better juiced up kind of look to the skin with this cream blush, but sets down. So yeah, I really like genuinely, I hope this brand comes out with a full range of these cream blushes in this formula to cater to all skin tones, because I think they've got a hit on their hands with this formula. I do. As I mentioned, my least favorite product is the lip products. I personally would recommend these the least, unless, you know, that kind of a matte semi-opaque formula is for you. That's just not my personal preference. These are also not my go-to shades, to be honest with you, so that also comes to play. But I will say the packaging and everything, A+, like they're hefty, they're beautiful, like they're luxury. They're just not my type of formula or shades. So yeah, they're my least favorite. And then also just, this isn't from this collection, but this little loose powder I really like. I think you can tell it looks absolutely beautiful on the skin. It really does. I've used this quite a few times lately and it's very blurring and it really sets my face all day. So happy days for that. Overall, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Like the brand has impressed me. Hand on heart, the brand has impressed me. And I wasn't expecting to be so impressed. I really wasn't. So happy days. It's just beautiful. Like I just am so, like when I was opening this up for the short that I filmed, I was like gasping as I was doing it, because it was actually, that was the first time that I was like opening the products up to like even look at them, and I was just like, wow, these are impressive. Like they are impressive. So yeah. Anyway, let me know your thoughts down below. Is this a collection you're interested in, a brand that you're interested in? Have you tried them before? Just let me know, because I know it's like, it's definitely not a brand I've heard a lot about, that's for sure. So I'd be interested to hear your guys' thoughts. And just remember, like everyone's value of a dollar and all that kind of stuff is different, so only you can decide for yourself. I'm just here to give you my 2 little cents. And yeah, if you've made it this far, you're an absolute legend. Thank you so, so much. I truly appreciate you. And I hope you have the most amazing day wherever you are in the world. And I will see you next time. Bye.